My sexual orientation is lesbian, and my gender identity is I identify as a woman.
I identify as queer. I have used the term lesbian in the past.
I consider myself queer, which means anyone who's not 100% straight. And out of the whole alphabet soup of LGBTQAI+, I consider myself the B for bisexual.
I'm a transgender woman, and my gender identity is female, but I was assigned male at birth. When I was born, the doctors looked at my anatomy and said, it's a boy. But at a very young age, I didn't identify with that, and now as an adult, I have started presenting and living authentically as a woman.
I identify as a, what they would call a cisgendered male. I am a gay male. To be a cisgendered gay male is to be someone who is born and determined male, and they have not changed their identity and they identify as such.
I'm gay, 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 gay. A person of color's experience of coming out is often forgotten. It's not a big deal for me to come out because someone's going to hate me by what I look like before they even find out who I'm in bed with.
The first person I told was my best friend. I went ahead and I said it, and I said, I'm a lesbian. And she said, see, that wasn't so bad.
I was at an event with one of my dear friends. I was sitting next to someone who I'd known for a long time, but had an odd physical reaction to them that I had never experienced before. And so it was shocking. We started dating, and she's a woman.
My high school boyfriend said to me, hey, you know so-and-so is bisexual? And he said, I think you are too. I knew I was that person, but I just hadn't heard the word before.
I remember being 2 or 3 and telling my parents that I really felt like I was a girl, and I felt like they were really wrong when they were telling me that I was a boy. And by the time I hit puberty, I knew that I was different.
I knew for sure, probably towards the end of high school when I turned 18. I told my mom, and I told her when I was a safe distance away at college, and she said, you have nothing to worry about. I've known this entire time.
I almost forgot to tell my mom. Like, she came to visit me at college, and I was living with Brooke, and she's like, oh, great. So where does he sleep? And I'm like, why? Whoopsies, we gotta talk. You know, Brooke he was my everything at that time.
There are many misconceptions with lesbians. If I was just more feminine, then I could attract men, and then I wouldn't be gay. And that's unfortunately, some people feel that way.
People think folks in the queer community are always excited or excitable. Absolutely not true.
People think that if they meet a woman who has a husband, that means she's straight. Don't assume their sexuality or their gender.
The only time that I saw trans women on television were as victims of crime or as survival sex workers. Those were just misrepresentation.
This community is promiscuous or confused or in some kind of a moral danger is something that I think is a misconception.
We all aren't great dancers. We all don't snap and say, girl. We all don't hate football.
It can take many years for you to feel comfortable enough to not feel the shame, not feel the guilt, and be able to tell someone else.
We should embrace every one of our differences and celebrate our diversity because it's the right thing to do.
You can't tell just by looking if someone's in the pride community. Someone also might be in the pride community later in life.
We're your family, we're your friends, we're your neighbors, we're just like you, just like anybody else, and we would just like to be treated and respected as such.
There's all these different connotations about what it means to be gay and what you're supposed to be. No one ever tells you that you're supposed to be just yourself.
Once I came out to myself and started living authentically, then, those were the keys that opened up the rest of my life.